Hi, welcome. If you're new to the channel, my name is Elliott and you're watching Rickety Ski Reviews. Today, we're going to be answering some questions and comments. So, without further ado, let's just jump into it. We don't need any preamble. I will say that whenever I'm talking about skis, if you find this stuff helpful and you're currently shopping for skis, please use the affiliate links down below. I'll have links to everything I'm talking about, and it doesn't cost you anything extra, and it is the #1 way that this channel is funded and supported, so it allows me to be independent and not take money from any ski manufacturers. Not that I would anyway, but just a kind of food for thought. If you're shopping for skis, please use those links. It means a ton to me. Now, let's dive right in. All right, Phil H1826 says, Insulated versus shell for Snowpants / bib. What are y'all thoughts? Honestly, I prefer, in general, wearing shells. Now, back when I lived in Vermont, I would probably answer differently because you really do need the insulation. My thought is, if you have shell snow pants, you can then, in warmer weather, wear them, and you can wear your base layers underneath and kind of stack them appropriately. If it's warmer, you can just wear really basic, thin base layers, but then if it's really cold, then I'll put like my base layer, a fleece base layer, or same for jackets, like I can put a fleece underneath and layer it appropriately. A lot of the kind of nicer snow pants and ski jackets as well have ventilation, so you can modulate it that way. But I've found the most success doing that because if you just rely on the jacket's insulation, that wears out over time. It also makes it so you can't wear it in warmer weather. I would just buy a nice shell and layer appropriately. I don't know if that quite answers your question, but I hope so. All right, Blur Glide says, well, how many years does the boot plastic last? This was somebody asking about their 10-year-old ski boots and if they were still good. That just depends. It's kind of like shoes. It depends on the mileage, how many days you ski on them. It also depends on where they're stored. Plastic breaks down more if it's exposed to UV or fluctuating temperatures, specifically heat they're sensitive to. It totally depends on where you store them, how you store them, and how much you wear them. My kind of rule of thumb is probably for ski boots, you want to swap them out every 4 to 5 years if you're using them kind of seldomly. And I think if you're a high volume user, 2 to 3 years. But you know, there's so much nuance in between there. I think if you're skiing 100 days a year, probably 1 to 2 years. If you're skiing 30 to 50 days a year, probably, 3 to 4 years. I don't know the exact math, but you can usually tell when they start to feel packed out, when they don't feel right. Some of it is the liners too. The liners might wear out before the actual shell. In that case, you can put an aftermarket liner in there, like the Intuition or the Zip Fit. The answer, as always, is like, it depends. But if your ski boots are 4 to 5 years old and you're skiing 30 to 50 days a year, I'd start shopping for new ones. The problem is, if you wait until they get destroyed mid-season, then you're paying full prices, and I don't like doing that, so I will usually be a little bit proactive, kind of like car tires. Buy them in the off-season when they're cheap, and, okay, maybe I missed 10 days that I didn't get out of the boots I could have squeezed out of them. So what? I got them for half the price because I bought them in the summer. That's my logic anyways. All right, Max Millington 8683 says, would love to hear your opinion on the new Wailer 100 versus Kaizen 100. This is on my DPS Kaizen 105 review. I'd love to review the Wailer. I think DPS is just really busy right now. I've sent them a bunch of emails because their Kaizen 112 review, the video we did for them where I paid my own money and demoed the Kaizen 112, is like the #1 result for that ski. And what did it come out, like a couple weeks ago? So I'm like, hey, these videos are, getting a lot of traction. I'd love to review more of your skis. I like DPS skis, actually. I was a little hesitant at first because they are expensive, but the more I try them, the more I like what they're doing. Doesn't mean every ski I'd go out and buy. Like the Kaizen 105, it's making some sacrifices and bang for your buck, but Kaizen 112, I would actually spend my own money on. I think that's a fantastic ski, and it was so comfortable in the powder that just ergonomically, I would spend my own money in that. So I'm totally game. DPS, if you're watching this, send me some Wailers. I'll be more than happy to review them. And yeah, but other than that, I don't know. I can't do anything else about it. Great question. Also, like, you guys can go and, I'm not saying like go and harass anybody, but if you want to see me review a DPS ski, like, go on their videos or their Instagram or whatever and say, hey, I want to see Rickety ski reviews, talk about it. Sometimes that's the best way to get traction, honestly, because of course I'm gonna, you know, oh yeah, let me review this. They get 100 emails like that a day, but other people, I don't know, it seems pretty effective. I don't know, don't harass anyone, be nice, but it's a little bit easier to get traction when other people are asking for a review rather than just me constantly nagging them. All right, Kratz009 says, how do you feel about the term expert or intermediate level skis? I actually learned on a vocal mantra. I felt like I advanced extremely quick having a ski that was so aggressive. My form quickly had no choice but to get better. Now helping others, ski sales in the market seem to lead intermediate skis into more forgiving, less responsive skis, which I feel like can be counterintuitive in some ways and slow down progression. Thoughts? Oh, that's very interesting. I mean, I think for beginners, you know, like they're not really loading up the ski and they're kind of pivoting and, you know, whatever. Like those beginner skis make a lot of sense because it's getting you to focus on the other things. But you're right, there really isn't a perfect intermediate level ski or a perfect expert ski or advanced ski, right? A lot of it comes into body type, ski style, what you like out of a ski. And that's why I have a hard time when people say, well, I want to ski for an intermediate skier. And in that case, I go, okay, well, you could like this or you could like that. And part of it's where you ski at and what you're going to grow into. There's only a handful of skis I really think are helpful for intermediate skiers where they don't take a lot of effort to get the turn initiation going. Specifically the Elan Ripstick or the older Fisher Ranger 90s, I felt like did a pretty good job of that. And the only reason I like that is because there are so many different steps to skiing if you got really granular and broke it down. Having something that doesn't take a lot of effort to initiate allows you to focus on the rest of the turn. But eventually, you know, I think it's something important to learn the timing of ski initiation rather than having a ski that kind of does it automatically. I think it's good at first. It introduces you to the feeling and there's not a big barrier of entry to getting the skis up on edge. So I think that they're good that way, but there's no one size fits all. There's a handful. Like Atomic Redster, the Q series, I feel like that ski is kind of automatic when it comes to turn initiation, and same for the Elan Ripstick. But it's not like I would say, you are an intermediate, you must be in the ski. It's like, well, I don't know, maybe you don't care about that, maybe you don't even like that feeling. But that's kind of my logic when I recommend those things, where I go, okay, just getting the ski to initiate is really hard for some people, so taking that barrier away for them might help them unlock a bunch of other skills. And then as they progress, they can become more involved in the turn initiation. But, you know, it's an imperfect world. I'm just giving my best educated guess with some of that stuff, because I don't know their ski style, their body type. There's 100 other things that could come into play. But great observation. I think that was really smart. All right, my bad video says, I just saw that Curated is going out of business. Did Elliott mention that yet? Yeah, I've gotten a bunch of DMs from people saying Curated is going out of business. There were some leaked emails where people found out that they were no longer going to be employed going through Christmas. I haven't covered it because, one, I haven't been able to get like a credible source that talked about it. And now, you know, it's on their website. They talk about it. So cat's out of the bag there. But two, I don't know. I don't want to dance on people's graves. I mean, there are real people now that are unemployed from that, and that doesn't make me feel good. I know that I didn't like the business model, and I'm not surprised. Like, that whole business model in general didn't make any sense to me. And it was a bunch of baloney. It was a bunch of people behind a keyboard, you know, talking really factual when they never even skied on half the skis. And the people who were on video, you know, didn't necessarily have the skills to talk about specific carving skis. They certainly had plenty of other skills in other areas, but like, it's like me talking about a freestyle ski. I just tell people I'm not a freestyle skier. And they just seemed so overly confident that the information wasn't good. The way that they were trying to get people kind of into skis algorithmically didn't make any sense to me. But I'm not happy to see people unemployed. And at the end of the day, I think the company sold to some other company, so the people at the top probably cashed out a fair amount, and then the people who were using it as a way of subsidizing their income now don't have that. I don't know. I don't want to tap dance on anyone's grave. I don't think it was good for the ski industry, so I'm glad that it petered out eventually, but I am really sad for the Curated experts that are now trying to figure out their income. And I think from the beginning, you know, that whole model was making a bunch of money off of other people's knowledge. I liked making fun of some of the things they said in the videos, and that was, you know, it was good content, and they were always good sports. Like, I never had bad interactions. All the Curated experts who commented on my videos were really nice. I'm not sad to see it go, because it was clearly headed straight for the ditch from the beginning. But I'm sad to see that other people may have been hurt along the way. Jeez, how's that for a mood killer? Gosh. All right, let's do a nicer one. CP Idaho native says, my brother picked up last year's used Maverick 88 Ti's from a local guy off Marketplace in Boise, and he loves them for groomers and light fresh powder, anything more than a few inches, and he has to work a little. He skied my Bent 110s this past weekend at Tamarack in the heavy wet powder and crud and loved them. I think Atomic does a good job with all the lines of skis they have, and pricing is very reasonable. Yeah, especially this year. They have a ski for every style and condition. Keep up the good work on reviews. I really like Atomic skis too. I think it's a nice blend of being affordable, being reasonably priced, but still giving you high performance. I've had really good luck with the boots getting warranted. I've not heard the best thing about the skis, and I had some skis that didn't get warranted. So your mileage may vary. Honestly, some of it is like where you buy it from. When I did my boots, it was through evo.com, and the warranty process was so seamless. Versus I did a local shop for my Maverick 88s, and I had no luck. It was a nightmare to do it. So I don't know, some of it is like maybe Atomic's warranty. It could have been the product itself, but sometimes it seems like who you buy it through makes a little bit of a difference. As far as your brother liking the Bent 110s, how tall is he? I've got a pair of 188s I'm reviewing right now, and I'll probably sell them. So, I don't know, reach out. My email is ricketyskireviews@gmail.com. Send me an email if your brother is interested in buying a pair of Bent 110s. I'm happy to give him a very reasonable price since I got them for a good price myself. But I'm so glad he likes his 88 Ti's. I mean, I love the Mavericks. They were very kind of slept on, and I felt like I was kind of shouting from the rooftops how great they were. It's nice to see them get more traction and have more happy skiers on them. So anyway, that's the end of the video. If you like this kind of content, please consider liking and subscribing. That's a free way to support the channel. You can also become a member down below if you want your questions and answers kind of prioritized. I'll have links down below on some ski deals I've found, and you can kind of go through there. Please, if you're in the market to buy stuff, please consider using my affiliate links. It supports me directly and doesn't cost you any additional money. And honestly, at this point, that's the primary income for this channel. And I don't know, it just makes a big difference on how many of these videos I can actually take time to make. But as always, the most important thing, you guys took time out of your day to watch my videos, and that is never lost on me. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. See ya.